a lot of voters in the 2024 election, and really in 2020 as well, were mostly pocketbook voters. A lot of Americans
Yeah.
are unfortunately heavily focused on their pocketbooks in the short term, and they don't see the long term picture. But to some extent, I also think that plays a role in complicity. And I was wondering, what role did the complicity of many Americans contribute to how the Red Scare developed, how it went on for so long, and how destructive it was?
Well, I think one through line that you could draw is that for most Americans, politics is uh, a secondary or tertiary consideration, and it enters into the focus of their thinking only when it directly affects something that's right there in front of them. Not all Americans. Some people are very concerned about politics on a regular basis, but for most people, it's and finances and personal economics, as you say, pocketbook. That's the most common way, right? If it suddenly seems like the economy is going down, people blame the president. It's often this very reductive story, as if the president were responsible for inflation or job cuts, and rarely is that really the case. But so I think that's certainly an issue now. I think that's, as you said, a reason why Trump was so successful in his races. But it was also in a different way what I think you'd say about the Red Scare, and that a lot of people didn't think a lot about the Red Scare. It was not, if you were not a progressive or a hardcore conservative, it was something that was happening, but it happened to other people. And you were aware of it, maybe, but not really caring. And what came through to you was maybe you believed that there really was a threat out there, and you thought that it was justified to go after communists wherever they were, or the fear came through to you and you got the message that for the time being, at least, it's best just to keep your head down and maybe not speak out, maybe not support people who might oppose the Red Scare. And, so and that's why someone like McCarthy was able to rule through terror for so long, because I think it's a combination of people who actively supported him and people who were afraid of him, and then people who just didn't care. And that's unfortunately a pretty clear through line throughout American history. And I think it's one thing that defines our political landscape today.